Welcome back to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to, well, getting up to speed. Today, we're wading into the world of digital finance. It moves so fast, doesn't it? We're specifically zeroing in on a tool many rely on, the mobile banking app. We're all looking for ways to make banking easier, quicker, give us more control, right? And for this deep dive, we're focusing on one key player, the UBA mobile banking app.
Exactly. We got some really interesting material here. Excerpts from UBA mobile banking app, features and overview. And our goal really isn't just to list things out, it's to pull out the important bits. The insights that explain what it can do, why it's designed that way, and crucially, what it all means for you, the user.
Right.
We want you to get a proper feel for it, not just a quick summary.
Okay, so let's unpack this. At its heart, the UBA mobile app, it's a digital platform from United Bank for Africa, UBA PLC. The main idea seems pretty straightforward. Secure access on the move to your accounts, plus a whole load of banking services on your phone. They talk about simplifying banking, making it convenient, accessible. But what's the bigger picture here?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is the shift this represents. It's more than just putting old services online. It's fundamentally trying to change the bank's relationship with its customers. People now expect their bank app to work like all the other apps they use every day. Seamless, integrated. So the UBA app looks like a direct answer to that expectation, trying to be more than just a place for transactions, maybe a central hub for your finances, and of course, in a competitive market that helps them, keep customers engaged.
Right, a central hub. That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of that, let's look at what you can actually do in the app. Because the range of features is, well, pretty extensive. Basic account stuff, obviously, checking balances, seeing your transaction history, getting statements. But one thing that stands out, especially if you have more than one account, is managing multiple UBA accounts in one place. That's not just handy, it really cuts down on the hassle, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Less friction is always good.
And moving money around, that's probably what most people do most often. So instant transfers between UBA accounts, yes, but also to other banks. That's standard now, really. But here's something interesting they highlight. Group transfers. Think about splitting bills or paying several people the same amount for, a group project or something. Sending it all in one go rather than doing it multiple times. That sounds genuinely useful.
It does. It addresses a specific kind of social financial task. Reports suggest features like that can actually save significant time for people managing shared expenses. It tackles a real pain point.
Okay, and then payments and bills. The list is pretty long here. Airtime, data top-ups, and it can pull numbers from your contacts, which is neat. Utility bills, school fees, taxes, transport payments, other subscriptions. It really does seem to bundle a lot of regular financial tasks together.
Exactly. And connecting that to the bigger picture again, it's clearly a strategic push towards being that one-stop shop. The more things you can do inside the app, the more you'll use it daily, right? It becomes sticky. You're less likely to juggle multiple apps or look elsewhere. So it's about convenience, yes, but also very much about customer retention. And the data they gather from all that activity give them valuable insights too.
Good point about the stickiness in the data. But with all that functionality, handling all that money, security must be absolutely critical. And the app seems to emphasize this quite heavily. They talk about robust security. Things like biometric authentication, using your fingerprint or face to log in or approve transactions, that's becoming common. Plus, user set transaction limits, so you decide how much can be moved. And for bigger amounts, two-factor authentication, 2FA, usually needing a one-time password, an OTP, or some kind of secure pass. This layered approach sounds good, but what does it actually mean in practice?
Well, this raises an important point about why you need multiple layers. It's not just for show. Each layer tackles a different kind of threat, you see. Biometrics, for example, mostly stop someone who physically has your phone from easily getting in. Whereas 2FA, especially with an OTP sent elsewhere, helps protect against remote attacks, like someone guessing your password or tricking you into giving it away. Phishing, that kind of thing. So it's about building a more comprehensive defense, covering different angles, which is crucial for building trust.
Right, trust. And I guess that's also boosted by feeling you can handle things yourself without always needing to go to a branch. The app seems big on self-service. You can apparently open a new account, request a checkbook, block or freeze your debit card instantly if you lose it, log disputes about transactions, track them, even find the nearest branch or ATM if you do need one. It's like having a mini branch in your pocket, giving you a lot of autonomy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that self-service focus, it isn't just good for the user. It's efficient for the bank, too. Moving routine tasks to the app frees up branch staff for more complex issues, reduces queues, potentially lowers costs, and for you, the user, it saves time. Realizing your card's gone at night and being able to freeze it immediately, that's a huge relief compared to waiting until morning. So yeah, it's efficient, responsive, kind of a win-win.
Interesting. And they even let you personalize the app's look. Profile picture, wallpaper, day-night modes. It seems like a small thing, but does that kind of a customization actually make a difference? Does it make people use it more?
That's a fair question. It might seem superficial, but personalization can foster a sense of um, ownership, familiarity, like setting up your phone's home screen.
Right.
It makes the digital space feel more like yours. In banking, which can sometimes feel a bit cold or impersonal, these small touches can make the app feel less like just a tool and more like, well, your financial tool. It's all part of the user experience design puzzle, aiming to build a bit more loyalty.
Okay, let's shift slightly. What about those extra features? The ones that make you go, oh, that's actually really smart. One that definitely caught my eye was cardless withdrawal. Apparently, you generate a secure code in the app, then use that code at a UBA ATM to get cash out without needing your actual card. I mean, who hasn't forgotten their wallet at some point?
Yeah,
This seems like a genuinely practical solution.
it absolutely is.
Wow.
Features like that show some clever thinking about real-life situations. It's not just enabling a standard transaction. It's offering a backup plan, an alternative for when things go wrong or you're caught short. It bridges that gap between your digital money and needing physical cash securely. And often it's these extra features, these thoughtful additions that really make an app stand out from just being functional to being, genuinely helpful. It gives them an edge.
Yeah, I can see that. And there are other bits too. Auto reminders for bills helps avoid late fees, I guess. Saving favorite transactions so you don't have to re-enter details every time. And importantly, a 24-hour customer service chat built into the app for quick help. It does sound like they've tried to think about the user's journey.
Yes, these quality of life additions matter. The reminders reduce mental load, right? Less financial stress. And 24-hour chat support. That reflects the reality that money issues don't just happen 9 to 5. Providing instant, always-on support directly impacts satisfaction and, again, makes the app feel more reliable, more indispensable, like a dependable assistant.
Okay, so if someone's listening and thinking, this sounds interesting, getting started seems pretty standard. Download from the App Store, Google Play, or Apple App Store. Register using your UBA account or card info. Go through a verification step, security first, and then you're in, ready to use all these features. But, and there's always a but with tech, isn't there? What about the actual user experience? What are people saying? Our source material looked at user feedback, and it's a mix. On the one hand, lots of positive comments, people praising the improved features, the user-friendly design, and definitely the convenience of doing so much without visiting a branch. It seems the core promise of a comprehensive, accessible app really lands well with many.
Yeah, it's interesting how the praise often circles back to that core idea of convenience and comprehensiveness. A good interface isn't just nice to look at. It makes tasks easier, less intimidating. So that positive feedback suggests their strategy of centralizing services and focusing on usability is working, at least for a good number of users.
However, there are also reports of glitches. Issues crop up. Things like the app being slow sometimes, login errors, which are always frustrating, and specifically problems with getting the OTP, the one-time password. Apparently, this can be a real headache if your registered SIM card isn't in the phone you're using the app on. Now, OTP issues aren't unique to UBA. It's a common frustration in mobile banking, but it's definitely a significant sticking point.
It really highlights that constant tension in mobile banking, balancing robust security with smooth user experience. That OTP issue with SIM cards often comes from security measures designed to stop SIM swap fraud, where criminals hijack your number. It's vital security. But it can cause friction for legitimate users, especially if they use multiple devices or numbers. What's worth noting, though, and our source mentions this, is that UBA seems aware and is continuously working on upgrades, enhancing security, improving usability, fixing bugs. That's pretty standard for complex software like this. It shows a commitment to iterating and improving based on feedback, which is essential in this space.
So quite a journey through the UBA mobile app then. We've seen the wide range of features, the thinking behind the security and the self-service elements, and also the reality of user feedback and the ongoing process of refinement. It really tries to put a whole bank in your pocket, balancing lots of power with that constant need for stability and ease of use.
Indeed. It definitely paints a picture of how dynamic digital banking is. Apps like this are always evolving, trying to offer more convenience, more control, but they're also juggling security challenges and user expectations constantly. It's a good reminder for you, the listener, to look closely at these tools. Think about not just what features they offer, but what their design choices actually mean for your banking habits and security.
And that brings us to our final thought for you to chew on today. Considering the power these apps offer, but also the potential for glitches and that tension between tight security and everyday convenience. What's your personal bottom line for mobile banking? Are you drawn more to cutting-edge features that push the boundaries, or do you prioritize absolute rock-solid stability and seamless reliability above everything else? Something to consider as you manage your own finances in this digital age. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.